Is an IUL the number one investment product that you should have for your retirement? The answer is maybe. Welcome back to the channel. So fired up that you're here. In this video, we're not only going to talk about what an IUL is, but we're going to talk about what does it do? What are the benefits? Who is it for? Why was $2.7 billion put into these type of accounts last year? And then we're also going to talk about why are 90% of them set up wrong. It's going to be a lot of fun. So as we're getting into this, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard about a guy named Dave Ramsey? You probably have. Have you ever heard about a guy named Robert Kiyosaki? You probably have. If you haven't, here's what they look like. Dave Ramsey and Robert Kiyosaki are in two completely different ends of the spectrum when it comes to building wealth. Here's what Dave Ramsey says. Get out of debt, invest in real estate, and invest in the stock market, and you're going to become a millionaire. Here's what Robert Kiyosaki says. He says, get in a lot of debt, use that debt to buy real estate, use that debt to buy gold and silver. Whereas Dave Ramsey says, don't buy gold and silver. So how is it possible that both of these gurus have millions and millions of dollars? They're both winning. You can't argue that. But they tell you completely different advice. Here's what I found out when it comes to investing and when it comes to building wealth. There isn't one thing that works. Look at it. There's people that have made millions of dollars from acting, from Bitcoin, from all kinds of things. And the truth is, you actually have to put your money on things that you understand. If you don't understand it, don't put your money in it. And that is actually something that Dave Ramsey says, and I agree with 100%. If I don't understand it, why would I do it? So let's transition into what is an IUL. An IUL stands for Indexed Universal Life Insurance. All that is literally a vehicle with a life insurance company where you're putting money, overfunding it so the cash value grows, and later on you have access to that money for your retirement tax-free. Why was $2.7 billion put into these type of accounts last year? Let's get into the benefits of what an IUL actually does. There's 5 major things that an IUL does and why people put money into this. Number 1, it grows tax-free. That means that your money that you take out in the future, you can take it out tax-free. Number 2, there's no risk of loss when the stock market goes down. If the market drops 20%, you don't lose any of your money that you have inside of your policy. Number 3, it comes with a death benefit. So if you die early, you actually get a large sum of money that you wouldn't get with a 401k or with your savings. Number 4, you have access to this money before age 59 and a half without paying a penalty. Number 5, it comes with critical illness benefits. So if you get diagnosed with a major illness like cancer, heart attack, stroke, organ failure, you can have access to the large amount of insurance to use for anything that you need, whether it be medical or personal. So those are the 5 reasons why people are dumping money into an IUL. So here's the exciting thing. I spent hours and hours and hours of research to put together these numbers. Okay, I'm kidding. It took me about 30 minutes, but it's still valuable, all right? But I spent about 30 minutes to run all these numbers that really only agents have access to, so you can see realistically, if you were age 20, 30, and 40, what you would actually have inside of your account. How would the money grow? How would it actually work? So this is as real as you can get. But after I go over these numbers, I'm going to tell you the 2 things that most agents don't do. And it actually causes the accounts to not grow as much as they need to grow for your retirement. So let's take these examples. We're going to have a 20-year-old right here. We're going to have a 30-year-old, and we're going to have a 40-year-old. All 3 examples are going to be putting in $500, I don't have an extra hand for the zeros, $500 a month into their account. So let's go over these numbers. Let's start with the 40-year-old. If you're 40 years old, putting $500 a month until you're 65, it will automatically buy you $113,000 of life insurance. You're going to contribute $150,000 by the time you're 65. That's going to give you a cash value of $318,000. And that's going to give you $28,000 a year tax-free until your age 100. Let's go with a 30-year-old. Same $500 a month, $149,000 of life insurance. By the time you're 65, you put in $210,000. Now you have cash cash value $708,000. You can take out $63,000 tax-free until your age 100. Here's where it gets crazy. As a 20-year-old, you get $196,000 of life insurance. $270,000 you put in by the time you're 65. Your cash is an incredible $1.4 million, and you can pull out tax-free $129,000 every year until age 100. Let me give you some disclaimers. I rounded it down a little bit just to make the numbers even. The other disclaimer is the illustration needed to be run properly. So here's the two reasons why IULs don't perform the way they need to. Number one, you need to have it where it's an increasing death benefit. And number two, it needs to be a minimum non-MEC death benefit. MEC is MEC. You don't have to worry about what that is. Every agent that can run one knows. But the thing is, most agents don't do those two buttons because it actually increases their commission. They make more money, you get less returns. So in order to be really smart, say, hey, can I get an increasing death benefit, and can you lower the life insurance to the minimum MEC guideline? Doing those two things will supercharge this so you can win more in retirement. So Junior, those numbers are great, so do I need to do this? Maybe, maybe not. It's like I said earlier, whatever you need to do as long as you do something that you understand. So if you are great at real estate or if you're great at other things, you may not need an IUL. A lot of people have an IUL because it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. Here's the 6 categories of people that should have an IUL as part of their retirement solution. Number one, if you're over contributing on your 401k. So if you're putting in $500, your employer matches you $500. Anything that you put above that, you're not getting a match. All that extra money, you can put it into an IUL. The second group of people are people that are making over $161,000 a year, or if you're married, over $240,000 a year, because now you can't contribute to a Roth IRA and it's hard for you to get tax-free access to money in the future. Number 3, you got to be healthy. If you got a health issue, you just had a heart attack, you probably can't get this product. You've got to be healthy in order to get this. The fourth category of people is people that don't like a lot of risk in their investments. If you just are adverse to risk, it's a no-brainer where you just do that and you're not stressed out. Number 5 is self-employed individuals because they don't have access to 401ks. They got to figure out what do they do. And number 6, which is the coolest, is for children. I gave you the numbers at 20. Imagine if you started at a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old. My daughter has had one since she was 11 days old, and she's going to be a multi-millionaire by the time she's 65 because of this product. Hey, by the way, if this video is adding value to you, don't ignore it. Just hit the subscribe button. Do me a favor, just click it. You'll get notified on all this stuff. I got another video coming out soon that talks about investments, and you're not going to want to miss out on that. It's going to be incredible. Thank you for subscribing. Let's get back to the video. So let's go back to the question that I first asked. Is an IUL the #1 investment vehicle? The answer is, like I said, maybe. It is for some people, but for most people, it's not. It's just going to be part of what you do for your retirement. I think it's an incredible vehicle, but it is not for everybody. Hope you found this video helpful. Again, subscribe. Love you. You matter. Let's go.